Hey guys, it's Zack Childress, and I'm back with you because of one very important thing. You must have seen the amazing webinar I did on how to get to your first deal and all about my event. And first off, I just want to thank you guys because the amount of love I got from you guys and the amount of support, you guys were flooding the chat box and flooding the question box, just talking about, it really made me feel like everything I'm doing is for the good because of how much you guys supported me on that, how much you supported, just telling me about your testimonials and, how you'd been to my event and what you got out of it. And you were sharing that with all the other people that maybe have never been to my event or didn't really know who I was. And I think, hearing it from all of you, my students that were on there sharing that message was powerful. It's one thing for me to tell you, hey, look, you need to come to my event, I can help you. It's another thing for you to be on that webinar and actually hearing and reading other people's comments, telling you how great that event was and how much they learned and how they went on to do deals from just coming to my event. And, I just wanted to say thank you again because your support and your belief in me is absolutely tremendous, and it was well received and shown on that webinar with the amount of comments that came in from all of you guys. And a lot of you were new. Like you watching this, you might be new. You may not know who I am. You may not know if I can really help you. And you know what? That's a fair statement. I totally understand that. But I say that because I need to show you I can help you. I can talk to you, but I need to show you. One of the things that I really wanted to shoot this video for you because there was so many comments coming in and praises and testimonials. I was not able to get to all your questions, and there was a lot of them. I was trying to keep up, but I wasn't able to get to all of them. So there was literally about, I don't know, a dozen or so questions that came in that I wasn't able to get to, and some of them were the same type of question, just asked different ways. And so what I wanted to do here is I wanted to spend a few minutes with you and just help you answer maybe some of the questions that you were thinking about that weren't answered or I didn't talk about it. And so I went through the chat log and I wrote down some of those questions on here that I wanted to go over with you. And because listen, you're watching this right now, you might have these same questions, you just didn't ask it. So one of the questions that came up was, it was basically a question that said, will you show us how to set up our business? And so that's a very important question, especially if you're brand new, because you want to make sure that you're safe. You want to make sure that you're doing things correctly. And what I say to you is this, is that there's so many different ways to go at this business, whether you choose Incs or LLCs or sole proprietorship. But yes, one of the things that we will be sharing at the event is really business setup. And what are some of the tools you have to have in place? What are some of the systems that you might want to have in place? Are you really a busy person and you need a lot of automation? I say busy as in maybe you work a Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and you need some automation and some systems. We're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about some things that you need to be careful about, which is automation, right? Meaning that what type of automation is right, what type is wrong. But one big thing I do want to talk about at this event is something that you all need to be aware of, and it's the IRS law or rule that comes after real estate investors, and it's called the dealer taxation law. And I need you guys to listen to this. And so the dealer taxation law can affect you in so many ways on a personal and a business level and restrict you from doing some real estate transactions. And it's all because you don't set up your business correctly or have the right entity structure in place. And so one of the things I will be talking about at the event is that type of entity setup and why it's important that you do that so that you keep yourself safe, you keep yourself out of the IRS, eyeballs and stuff like that. So don't just go at it alone. That's why I tell people you need to be at my event to learn how this works, okay? One of the other questions that came up is, can we get motivated seller leads for free? And I know that's a big concern for a lot of people. A lot of people are starting out with a very low budget. I know I did when I started 16 years ago. I didn't have a whole lot. I didn't have a very big budget. And, so one of the things is look, I want to do this. I want to come to the event. I want to learn. But when I get home, do I really have to do direct mail? Do I really have to do all this paid marketing? And the answer is no, you don't. You really don't. One of the testimonials I read the other day was from, I don't know if I have it on here. It was from Christy, yes. So Christy, had, on one of my Facebook posts, had been to one of my events, had wrote, I was mind blown. The reality was we spent no money on leads to get properties at a discount, and I'm already getting offers accepted from Christy. That is why I'm telling you guys, like, it just depends on where you are. There's really two approaches to this business, right? And the approaches are, if I'm gonna do marketing, am I gonna go private seller leads or public seller leads? And when I define, hey, I wanna go private, which is leads that aren't on the MLS, that nobody really knows about, that the leads you really want, there's really two brackets from that. One's paid lead sources and one's free lead sources. And so what I like to focus on with any of my students is teaching you how to find free leads so that you're not spending money that you don't need to spend. And what it does for you is it allows you to start putting deals together to make money from those deals so that you can then take some of the profits from those deals and then spend a little extra money on leads to grow your business. And so to answer the question, can we get motivated seller leads for free? And the answer is yes, and I will be teaching you that at my 3-day event. That's why I want you there. I want you there to not just learn this business, but also show you how to do it with the least amount of money out of pocket. So now another question that came up is, will you teach how to know if we have a good or bad deal? That is a very great question, and I'm sure a lot of you have concerns about that. Maybe you right now are saying, I want to start, but if I start, how do I know that I'm getting in a good deal, or how do I know I'm getting in a bad deal? And that absolutely comes from some research, right? And the research that I'm going to be working with you on at the event is, well, obviously finding the right deals. But the other side of that is where those deals are in the market, and is the market in a position to execute on those deals correctly. On top of that, what I want you to learn, and I want to keep you safe, is how do I know that I'm in a good deal? How do I know what that property will actually be worth if it's fixed up? Or how do I know what that property is worth as is? And how do I find that information? I'm going to share that with you. The other side of it is I want you to learn, and I want you to get comfortable and confident. And once you know that, how do I work the numbers from that deal? Like, once I know what it's worth, how do I start working those numbers? How do I know at the end of the day that the deal I'm looking at actually is a good deal, or the numbers show me it's a bad deal, so I don't go get in that deal and make a mistake? So you need to be at the 3-day event to learn that too, because you don't need to be making mistakes. So yes, I will be teaching that as well. Another question that came up said, what about contracts and paperwork? I love the boldness of that question. Well, what about it, right? Yeah, that stops a lot of people, okay? A lot of people stop at the point that it becomes time to use paperwork and contracts. And the reason they stop is because they have never learned about contracts. They don't know what contract to use for, let's say, a wholesale transaction. They don't know what contract to use for, let's say, an assignment agreement. They don't know what contract to use for, like, a lease with an option or a purchase and sales agreement. And even on top of all that, they don't even know what to put in the contract. They don't know, the contingencies. They don't know the clauses. And so one of the things that when you come to my event, I hand you every day is the paperwork that we're going to be talking about that day. And I go through it with you. I go through the contracts with you. I go through the assignment agreement with you. I even give you specific clauses that you need to make sure are in the contract to keep you safe. So yes, what about the contracts, right? I'm gonna give them to you, and I'm gonna explain them to you. So that you gotta understand something. My whole purpose of the 3-day is, number one, is to teach you guys how to get started. Number two is to teach you how to get to your first deal. Okay, I get a lot of people that did deals 10 years ago, but they haven't done any recently and they need to get going. Okay, they need to get that first deal done. And I get a lot of people that come that have some experience. They're doing 5, maybe 10 deals a year, but they're not maximizing on market research or marketing or systems, and so I teach that as well. But the other thing I notice a lot of times is people leave themselves wide open because they don't know the right paperwork to use, and much less, they don't know the right clauses to use in the paperwork. So I will be teaching that. Another question came up, and I like this because this is an important question, especially for you if you've been to other seminars. And it is, are there other speakers? So very, very important question because I get it. I'm not the only guy out there putting on a training event to teach you. But I can tell you this, I'm not the type that's putting on a lot of them. I put on very few because I teach them, okay? I'm not gonna do a lot of them because why? I have no desire to run around the US and doing a 3-day event every weekend of the year. I have kids, I like being at home, I like spending time with family and enjoying my life, but I also feel very blessed that I get to put time in for you and spend 3 days with you and be your coach for 3 days and teach you this business. So what are other speakers, you might ask? You may never have been to another seminar. Well, some guys out there, they'll put on a training event and they'll bring a speaker on the stage every couple of hours or maybe 3 or 4 over the weekend talking to you about their system, okay? Hey, and that's their model and that's fine. Well, we don't do that. So to answer the question, there are no outside speakers. You know, everybody there is my team or they're my partner. I either own companies with them or they're part of my team and they're there to help you. You know, they might go on stage, you know, to teach for 30 minutes or so, but they're just teaching you some things that are going to give you value to help you move forward. But it's all part of my team. I either own a company with them or, like I said, they're on my team. We do not have people to fly in and jump on stage and talk to you about the next whiz bang pop feature, right? That's not us, okay? So do we have other speakers? Let me clarify. Yes, I do, but they're part of my team and they're there all weekend to help you. Do I have speakers who fly in to try to show you the next greatest tool? No, okay? Another very important question that came up is, can I really do a deal from what I learn? I love that question, okay? Because here's why. If you happen to miss the webinar I did, there were so many people on that chat stream testifying about my event, talking about how it was the real deal. And I had people that I was reading you that sent us in emails. This lady went to my event and she came out and she's now doing a contract on an 8-plex. She also has 8 other properties at a discount and a 10 unit from my event. I've got another guy here that went to my event. He came out, he's got 20 deals under contract from one seller and 4 more deals that he's working on. I mean, this happens all the time, guys. And that's my point to you, is the event is not me just lecturing for 3 days. The event is let's take action. Like, let's actually do something while I'm there to help you, right? Because when you go home and I'm not there to help you, well, are you going to do as much? Probably not. Are you going to have questions? Absolutely. So I want you to take action that weekend with me so that you can ask me questions and my team questions so that you can start putting deals together. So the question, can I really do a deal from what I learned? Absolutely. It's been proven and you can. The only thing you got to do is you've got to get the right support and you've got to have the ability to stay focused and the willingness not to quit. Those 3 things, you'll succeed. You got to go out and get the right support, the ability to stay focused, and the willingness not to quit. If you will do that with me for 3 days and learn that, man, you'll be doing deals that weekend. That's the beauty of this, okay? Now, I had another one came in and it said, I'm new. What will you teach that will help me? Well, I'm going to teach you a whole bunch. I promise you that. But ultimately, what I'm going to teach you if you're brand new is how easy this business really can be. And listen, the business gets more and more and more complicated because there's so much noise out there. There's so many things and there's so much going on that what happens is you start going this way and that way and this way and that way and this way and that way. And it becomes more and more complicated because trust me when I say there's 1,000,001 ways to make $1 million in real estate. But you know what? You only need one. And you need one real coach that's going to help you. And so I want you to understand this. If you're brand new, put your attention on me. Focus in on me. Learn from me. And I will show you in 3 days how simple this can be if you just follow a 5-step process. I'm going to lay out the 5 steps, what they are, how to do them, and how if you follow those 5 steps, you will get yourself into your very first deal and you will make money and you will also know that you're doing it safe, because that's my biggest thing. See, I got 2 jobs as a coach. And yes, I'm going to be your coach for 3 days. My 2 jobs are to make sure that you're as safe as possible and to help you make money. That's my 2 jobs, right? Keep you safe and teach you how to make money with real estate. And so if you're brand new, I can say this, and if you were on the webinar and you listened to any of those comments, I mean, I know there was a ton of them, but there was so many people on there basically telling their story, testifying like, hey, I went here, Zack's the real deal. I mean, I could go on and on and on. But another way for you to validate that is join me on my Facebook live streams. I go live every week on Tuesdays and Wednesdays on Facebook. And you can do that at REI Success Academy. REI Success Academy. Oh, I thought maybe it was on my screen back here. REISuccessAcademy.com/Facebook. REISuccessAcademy.com/Facebook. Every time we go live, jump on there, say you're new, and ask the questions. Hey, is Zack real? Who here knows him? I have so many students that follow me that would be more than happy to testify for you, tell you their experience, tell you their story. That's the beauty of this, okay? So yes, so if you're brand new, I absolutely want you at my event because I believe in my heart that if you come to my 3-day event, you will have the foundation that you need to be confident moving forward. Now, another question that came in is how do I get money for deals and do I need it? Well, that is a very great question because, you know, there's a misconception in our industry, and that is that, oh, you've got to have money to do this business. Well, that's what I want to teach you. See, I started with no money and I started with bad credit, okay? So no, I didn't go to a bank and get a loan to buy a piece of real estate, and nor do you. You understand? So do you need money to do this business? No, you absolutely don't. There's so many different strategies, and I teach it on day 2, which is the different ways of wholesaling contracts that allow you to understand and get a very clear picture that you really don't need money to do this business. You can start with wholesaling, and wholesaling is really getting contracts with the rights to assign and assigning your rights to another person. And I'm going to teach you that. I'm going to show you those contracts, show you how to do that. And that's the beauty of what we do. We take people that are brand new, that may not have a whole lot of money or access to money, and show them how to get started just like I did 16 years ago. Now, I also teach people who come to the event who do have money and they have access to money, how they can move into a tier 3 or a tier 4 investing strategy that allows them to move a little bit faster into that income stream. So if the question is do I need money? No, you don't. But here's the beauty of this. The other part is how do I get the money? I'm going to share with you some strategies on how to create money, but also if you come spend 3 days with me at the event and get trained by me, I'm going to give you access to our funding source, and they will actually fund you up to $500,000 for investment purposes. So that means when you get the training, and you go home and you want to go and do a fix and flip and make $30,000, $40,000 on a deal, but you need the money to buy that, then you'll have access to our funding source that will be able to say, oh, you've been through the training? Okay, great. You're pre-approved for funding. Bring us your deal, and then we'll tell you, how we're going to fund you. The beauty of that funding source is, listen, it does not matter your credit score, and it does not matter if you have a job or not. The only thing that matters is the deal a deal, and can you make money? That's what their biggest concern is. So the other question I get is Zach, look, I'm brand new. I want to come do this, but do I need a real estate license to do this? And the answer is no, you do not. I've been doing it 16 years full time, and I don't have a real estate license. Don't have any need for one. I do not need a license to go buy real estate. I do not need a license that once I own it to sell that real estate, okay? I don't need a license to sell my interest in anything, whether it be an option or a contract. I don't need a license for that. Now, if you have a license, that's great. That just gives you an advantage, right? Because now you can log into your local MLS and look for leads that are public. Now, are you going to get the best leads looking on the MLS? No, you're not. You know, because the best leads come from private seller leads. And so anyways, I just wanted to come on here real quick with you. I don't want to spend a lot of time. I just really wanted to I dug back through some of the chat. There was so many people on there, and I realized there was some questions coming through that I didn't get answered for you guys. And so I wanted to share that with you. I want to encourage you to get to the event. I know it's it's I don't know, maybe 4 weeks away at this point. And so you need to get busy right now. You need to get your ticket. You need to get your ticket, okay? There should be a button somewhere around this bottom of this page or to the side of this page where you can actually get that. If not, you can easily call our office at 707-247-4248. I believe that's right. Isn't that right? 707-247-4248. I always get that number mixed up. So that's the beauty of this. Now, also, you could simply jump online right now and go to freedomfromflipping.com. Freedomfromflipping.com. So you can go to freedomfromflipping.com, or you can call 707-247-4248 and talk to somebody about getting registered. Listen, I know the night we did the webinar, we almost sold out of tickets. That was amazing. You guys were absolutely awesome that were on there and showing your love and support for me and encouraging other people to learn from me. I could not tell you how much I appreciated that. I mean, it's one thing when I'm telling you I can help you. It's another thing when all my students are telling you I can help you. But we have 3 options. You'll see that on the website, or when you talk to somebody. We have a general admission, and that is our green ticket. So we have the general admission. So this is your ticket. You'll get mailed out this ticket. It's a $97, fully refundable $97, okay? So what does that mean? You basically purchase this ticket. It will be mailed to you with some other stuff in the envelope, and you pay $97 for the ticket. Now here's the beauty. This is me doing you a favor. You spend all 3 days, we give you the $97 back, okay? Because look, I'm not really interested in your $97. What I am interested in is making sure I bring enough material for everyone and I have enough seats for everyone so that I can make sure people are serious and they're coming. Now, that's the general admission level. Now, I have silver VIP, and this is the next level. I think it's $397. But what the silver VIP gives you, it gives you front of the room seating. It also gives you a networking party with me and a dinner with me, okay? Which means it's a small group. You get to ask me questions. You get to ask my team questions. My business partners will be there. You can ask them questions so that you're not in a room, it's just a little bit more intimate, and you can actually get better answers, more personal answers to help you grow your business, okay? Now, I probably don't even have 2 of these left. I know I had 2 the other night. I'm sure I may only have 1, but you can check on that, okay? This is my gold VIP. These things are like hotcakes, okay? The reason these are so special is because you get special treatment with this. You get front of the room seating. You get the networking party with me, you get dinner with me, plus you get a very exclusive breakfast with me when it's just the gold VIPs. On top of that, you also get all the recordings from the event. Those recordings we sell for $1,000 alone, and the gold ticket is $597. Now you may say, well, $597, that all sounds great, but after the event, you get a coaching call with me. So not only do you get to come in the event and have the full immersion of network, dinner, and breakfast with me, you get the recordings from the event to go back and watch through them again. Plus, once you get home, you get settled back in, schedule a call with me. I'm going to get on the phone with you. and help create that straight line approach for you to getting your first deal done. Or if you're high level, teaching you how to work through some of the complications that you may have so that you can streamline your business a little bit better. So that's what I'm telling you. And I hope I helped answer a lot more questions that you might have had. And so I want you to go ahead and get registered. So go to freedomfromflipping.com, pick your ticket level, get registered for the event, or call my office 707-247-4248. Or there may be a button somewhere over here somewhere if this is set up the way I think it is, and you can just click on that button and it'll take you to the page, okay? Hey, this is Zack Childress. This is your real estate coach, and I look forward to seeing you at my event. Bye now.